Hello everybody, and as you can see by the title of this video, this is going to help you improve at Geometry Dash. I'm going to leave timestamps throughout the video, or chapters, whatever they're called, so if you want to skip to the skill level you're at, but I will give a few tips at the beginning that might help you even if you are a bit farther progressed in the game. But we're just going to start out. The first thing I'll tell you is that clicking this play button in the center of your screen, that's how you want to start out the game. Not going to the creator. I would just recommend playing the raw top levels to start it out. You shouldn't struggle too much with these first levels. Just play them, practice, play them in order. They're very good at progressing your skill. But the first one I notice a lot of people struggling with is Can't Let Go and Clutterfunk. So I'm going to start with Can't Let Go. The main part most people struggle with is it's like the upside down part at the end. So I'm just going to show you how you should actually practice for it. So the biggest mistake a lot of people make is they sort of practice it, like I'm selling, but as you see like right here, they just place a bunch of random checkpoints. But what you actually want to do is you want to do runs. So that's tip number one, do runs. Even though it's just from 70 to 100, practicing this in entirety is way more helpful than just spamming checkpoints and trying to get through it like Jinxie. So the next level that most people struggle on is typically Clutterfunk, because obviously I'm not talking about just dying a few attempts, but a lot of people typically will. They struggle pretty hard with Clutterfunk. Speaking of Jinxie, he did too. But the main tip I can give for this level is practicing like before is a very good idea. Practicing doing runs and just doing runs in an entirety of a level. Like even though it's like, oh, it's Clutterfunk's insane. A lot of people I notice like they'll die at 70-80%. I know I already said this, but just keep working on runs. That's how you're going to get consistent. So doing runs just like this, I know it's the same tip over and over again, but that's how you get consistent with the end of any level. So after you beat Clutterfunk, this is going to be one of like it's not the hardest level, but it is a pretty big jump. So I would play the levels in order, pretty much up to Electromagnet Adventures. That's how you're going to develop your skills. But then skip Club 7 Electrodynamics. That's how I did it at least, because I think those are the two hardest in my opinion. Then play the rest of them in order except for the demon levels. Go back to Electrodynamics, then beat Club Sep, Totu, and then Deadlocked. Once you do that, you should have a pretty solid skill set and be able to move on to easy, medium demons, which is, I'll give you a couple ones of those. But tip number 2 I'm going to give you is the story goes in the runs part, but once you get to these demon levels, start playing them backwards. That's what's really going to get you more consistent with them. If you learn it from backwards to front, it's a lot easier. So those Rob Top demons you played, those are easy demons, but let's say you're not fully like good with your skill level yet. I'm going to give you a couple very great easy demons to play before you want to jump up into medium demons. So there's multiple, but Platinum Adventures is a very good one. So is Speed Racer. And another great starting demon is Problematic. There's plenty of other demons out here you can play, but these are just some of the ones I would highly recommend. So now you're hopefully about ready for medium demons. And the next tip I'm going to give you is constantly challenge yourself. I was stuck in that area where I was just playing easy demons, which is why I wouldn't stick with them for too long. But a couple easy ones, I say easy. B, Verity. Lonely Travel's a pretty long one, but it's not too hard. You have Lava Temple, Paracosm Circles. All these are very good levels. And hey, Coaster Mountain's a good level too. It's just a platformer. But keep challenging yourself and don't spend too long in this area of gameplay either. It's not too good for skill development. So hopefully you pretty quickly move on to hard demons. 9 Circles and Future Funk are very good ones I'd recommend as like a starting out hard demons. And Jawbreaker's another really good one. And I'm going to actually do the wave here because I enjoy wave and I'm a wave carry player. But obviously that's not for everyone. So 9 Circles isn't required to be your first hard demon. But let's just real quick do a run from the wave. And this is where tip number 4 is going to be for you. Once you get around this hard demon level, I would start thinking of getting mods. A lot of people don't tell you need them, but start position switcher is such a nice feature, and I'll show you how it works real quick. So as you can see, I can just quickly switch between my start positions I have set up to practice different parts of the level. So there, obviously I went back to 40% from 43, but you can do way more than this. You can switch between the whole level if you wanted to. This was just a quick little example. So now, hopefully, you're moving on to Insane Demons. This is currently where I'm at. I do have 41% on Cataclysm, but I am still an Insane Demon player. I've only beaten Windy Landscape. I have 84% on Supersonic, and I've gotten through the first wave of Poltergeist, which is the hardest part of the level. But speaking of, all these levels that I have saved here are very good Insane Demons, but good ones I would recommend are actually Windy Landscape, Supersonic, 8-0, Poltergeist if you're wave carried. And as a good ending one, it's almost borderline extreme, but the end is here is a very good one. Also, sorry, I was messing around with my mods right here, so sorry for the mods blocking the screen. So, congratulations, you've now made it to Extreme Demons. You are now extremely high skilled. Well, pretty high skilled. But I do not have enough experience here to really give you tips on super good levels. But I do know Accu, Cataclysm, Sweater Weather, Melon River. Melon River I've played a little bit. All of those were pretty fun levels in my opinion. So I just thought I would share that with y'all. But I don't have too much experience. So you're going to have to do your own research for Extreme Demons. But I'd like to congratulate you for getting this far. And also, I would like to thank y'all for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And comment any other tips you would like to improve at Geometry Dash. With that being said, my last tip is going to be staying consistent. I've put in over 3,000 attempts on Cataclysm and only have 41%, so don't worry too much if you aren't progressing as quickly. Obviously, you should be progressing at a decent rate, but if an Extreme Demon takes you 10,000 attempts, that's kind of normal. But I'll see y'all next time. Thank you for watching this video. See ya.